Take a little break. And then I have an exercise I would like you to do at the tables. Because if you hadn't figured it out yet, you will. I would really like to be a teacher. I would like to be a teacher. Okay. All right. Let me tell you about the cover. The cover represents the liquid in the water that runs through our body. We're mostly water anyway. Water is a great conductor of electricity. In the Bible, it talks about living water a lot. There's even some references to the ocean holding memory and water holding memory. And so I wanted to represent that in the cover and show that liquid, that water that's running through our body is also running into the stream and back into the body. Kind of giving that everything is connected in the vibe. So I want to start off with something that's very important to me. This book is dedicated to Pudgy. And Pudgy was the nickname that my dad gave me when I was little. And so I was a chunky little kid. And I had a cousin, some cousins, but one in particular, Craig. Craig was like a little bird, and our grandparents used to say, I don't know what's ever going to happen to Craig. He's just not big enough to live. Now, mind you, he's 7. But old big boy, that's me. He's going to be just fine. Old big boy's going to be just fine. And so Pudgy was my name. And so I dedicate this book to Chris, lovingly called Pudgy. You have always been and will always be perfect exactly as God made you. There was never anything wrong with you, only beauty in your tenderness, your kindness, and your creativity. Your softness and your femininity are not just parts of you, they are gifts that have always been cherished, loved, and deeply valued. And I'm sorry for the choices that I made out of fear. Choices that robbed your innocence and left you to grow up without the continuous love and care of your family that you all deserve to share. The pain of that distance was not yours alone. It was felt on both sides. The separation you felt was never real. It was only an illusion created by your fear. You were never truly apart from us, and I love you, all of you exactly as you are. And I added this little verse from Psalms 139, 13 through 19. For you created my innermost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. And that was really important to me, because that spoke to me that whatever choices that I made after I came into this world did not take God by surprise. He was not shocked. He knew all of my substance in my mother's womb. And that was helping me get over a stumbling block of that awareness. I'll read this little introduction just really quickly, and then I'll move on to some things that I have earmarked. And then I'd like to take some questions as well. Paying kind attention, 30 days to awaken your superpower. Within these pages, you will unearth not just a singular strength, but a treasure trove of capabilities waiting to be unleashed. Harnessing the power to command your mind and tune in towards inspiration is inherent in your very nature. While it may seem far-fetched, as humans, our brains develop patterns based on our most frequent actions. What we often consider as benign habits morph into automatic programs that propel us through the rhythm of time and space. And so that's going to be the theme for this, is we have to pay attention to the things, sounds silly, we have to pay attention to the things we pay attention to. What I give my attention to has the tendency to grow stronger. Whether it's that I'm attracting it into my experience or not. But what I recognized when I was having those return of that fear in 2020 was the more I listened to the news and the updates about COVID, the more I felt ill in my body. And the more I felt that fear, the more different things happened until finally I was saying, and she remembers and others, I think I've got stomach cancer. Maybe I've got a brain tumor. What we give our attention to grows stronger. So we have to be careful. There is a motivational speaker, and her name is Esther Hicks, and she says that a belief is a thought you continue to think. That's it. A belief is a thought you continue to think. So if I continue to think that I'm in danger and I've got this thing going on, my body's going to react to it, and I'm going to manifest the symptoms. And that's what I noticed. Some obsessive compulsive behavior and thought around fear. And so that's the theme through this book, is being aware of the things that you pay attention to and the habits that you form. Because in figuring that out, you can begin to shift your focus to something else. Something that makes you happier, brings you joy, makes you feel more confident. Now, it's going to be uncomfortable at first because we've developed a comfort level around freaking out. So when somebody says, calm down, what's the first thing you want to do?
Punch.
Punch them in the mouth. You can get defensive, right? So just know that. That's why paying kind attention, we have to learn how to pay kind attention to ourselves first, recognizing that, when we get defensive. So I'm going to go to this next little section that I've got dog ear. This is chapter 6, when your mind feels like a stranger. When your mind feels like a stranger. Be nurturing, be compassionate, be kind, be patient, and be encouraging and loving. As you continue your journey of awakening your superpower, learn to be the parent to your inner child. We've learned that anxiety and fear of the unknown are often rooted in past events. While we can't change the past, we have this moment and every moment thereafter to create change. Growing up, there may have been a lack of nurturing, protection, instruction, and patience. Now it's essential to give yourself these things. Building this aspect of your superpower is crucial. No one else can do this for you. You have to do it yourself. No matter who leaves you, who stays, who passes away, or who hurts you, you always have access to what you need to heal yourself. In You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay, she discusses how we are the only ones who can truly tap into the power to heal ourselves. A loving God, or a higher power of your understanding, is always there waiting for you to come into alignment with love. As I've progressed on my mindfulness journey, I've developed a visual metaphor for the human experience in the moment. And it's like an egg. You may find your own, but this is the one for me. This is how I try to make sense of that. There is an outer shell of white inside and the yolk. For me, the yolk represents an all-knowing, all-loving, always there for me power greater than myself, the creator of the universe and everything in it. This source resides within me, but isn't hardwired to the rest of me, to the rest of my body. Why is this important? It's crucial for me to think of it in this way because If God, the creator of all, infinite intelligence, is not hardwired into my body, then my nervous system can't negatively affect that space. Let me explain. The nervous system is hardwired into the body, with its central hub located at the back of your brainstem. I call it Grand Central Station, where all the trains come in and out from every direction. And there's a lot of information running along these electrical systems, and some of that information isn't necessarily correct. Our nervous system runs throughout our entire body, from the tips of our fingers to our toes, acting like a massive antenna, receiving and transmitting messages from the outer world. If I reflect on the egg metaphor, the white of a hard-boiled egg represents our body, our cells, our organs, bones, muscles, and yes, our nerves, all intermingled. It's hardwired. If for some reason my nervous system picks up a signal from the outer world that it is perceiving a danger, say a loud noise or someone yelling, a signal is sent to my brain, triggering the autonomic nervous system to release stress hormones. The body prepares to face the perceived danger by constricting at the cellular level, lowering the immune system function, tensing the muscles, raising the heart rate, and gearing up to fight, flee, freeze, or fawn. Attempts to solve the situation. Here's the thing most of the time. Let me say that again. Here's the thing. Stop at the stop sign. Here's the thing. Most of the time, these danger signals are just a trauma or stress response to stimuli in the outer world, not an actual threat. But the brain doesn't always differentiate. And so I'm going to just kind of pause there. So, thinking about this egg, the yolk in the middle, the all-knowing, all-loving power, the white around it, and then the hard shell that's around that. Through quieting our minds, we're able to move through the shell, move through the white, and get in touch with the yolk. Is that confusing? A little bit. Think about that hard shell. Think about that hard shell. It's tough to get through there. And so that shell is there kind of protecting us like our energy field around us. But it gets activated from the nervous system. So if we're feeling fear, then it puts up a shield, a guard. Right? We're sending out a vibrational field that's feeling unsafe. And so what do you think the people that you're coming in contact with are thinking when you come in contact with them? Because you may be defensive, you may just have that negative energy, but really you're feeling nervous or, insecure. And I like to think about it as not being hardwired, because spirit is not something we can locate in our body. But we can locate our nervous system, and it is hardwired into the brain. So as soon as we feel something or sense something, it's sending that message throughout the body saying, freak out, you're not safe, And so it's only through quieting our mind that we can kind of fall into the egg and get to the yolk. It's just kind of my take on it. It may not make sense to everybody, but it's just kind of my take on it. Any thoughts or feedback from you guys about, or something you'd like to share about things you've noticed in your own life when it comes to your nervous system and getting reactive? I understand today that that's communication. That's communication. They're communicating something, and they can't tell me. They can't tell their mom, whether it's feeling fear or feeling some anxieties around things. So you can look at it that way, looking at mindfulness. And in the present moment, just asking yourself, what would I like to work on? Do I have a lot of anxiety? Do I have a lot of fear of public spaces, public speaking? Lots of different things. Any other questions?
And I really like what you mentioned about the energy.
My mom had told me I was not allowed in the deep end of the pool. And so I'm about 4 years younger than my sister. I'm not allowed in the deep end of the pool. I was a little kid. And so I was not having it. And so I slipped around and I went up and got on the high dive and I jumped off. And I belly flopped.
Oh my.
Knocked the breath out of me. And it was a whole ordeal. They had to blow the whistle and everybody jump in the water. Well, it embarrassed my dad terribly. And so by the time they got me over to the side of the pool, he jerked me up out of that pool and he set me down right there and he said, "Don't you move." And he denied me attention or affection and was kind of the same way with my mom. "Don't you coddle him." And so I have that burned into my memory because I really was afraid I was going to drown. And what I really needed was something different. I talk about in the, maybe I'll go to this next little piece right here. I know I'm all over the place.
Oh, you're fine. I'll pause during part.
That's just my brain.
Could you kind of define what you mean by mindfulness?
Yes, mindfulness. So mindfulness is learning to pay attention to your body in the moment. Paying attention to your body in the moment. And this might be a good time for us to do a breathing exercise and a body scan because it is 8 o'clock. So let's do that. We're going to do a mindfulness exercise so you'll kind of know what it is. It's getting your mind, body, and spirit into alignment. And you could say the egg that I was talking about that had all these different parts, bringing it all kind of into alignment, scrambling it up. That sounds terrible. Just kind of scramble it all together. I didn't think that one out. So let's quiet our minds just for a minute. I'm going to use the little singing bowl. Now, I'm not gifted in this, but I can make a little gong. So if you would, sit back in your seat. Allow your shoulders, if they will, to kind of rest against your chair. Okay. Stop it. Let's try that. One more time. Now I just want you to take a deep breath in through your nose and hold it. Deep breath in. Really feel your chest rise and hold the breath. Now slowly let it out through your mouth. Just like you're letting the air out of a tire. Another deep breath in. And release. Let's do one more. And release. Allow your awareness to first tune into the sound. Just tune into the sound that's around you. And if you'd like to close your eyes, you're welcome to do that. Just notice the sound. And I want you to just scan your body, starting at the top of your head. Just kind of allowing your awareness to land there on the top of your head, almost like a disc that's spinning above your head. Take another breath in through your nose. And as you release, imagine that is coming down around your face, enveloping your face. Take another breath in. Imagine that it's going over your shoulders, making its way down. As that vortex spins over you, notice if you're feeling tension in your temples, your jaw, if you're clenching your teeth. Just notice if there's any tension there. If there isn't, that's okay. If there is, take another deep breath and let that out. And just say to yourself something kind like, I appreciate how hard you work for me. All those muscles in your face, they do so many things that we can't even begin to understand. From our expressions, to our chewing, to our blinking of our eyelids, smiling. I just appreciate you. Muscles in my face. Come on down to your shoulders. Notice if there's any tension in your shoulders, your arms. Imagine that this presence, this awareness, is coming on down around your shoulders, enveloping you almost like a hug. Notice if there's any discomfort there in your shoulders and your back. Take a deep breath in and slowly release. And if there is any tension there, just want you to roll your shoulder, if you're able, roll your shoulder around in the socket. If there's no tension there, don't worry about it. But if there is, just move it around in the socket. Start with your right and then move to your left. Get around. And then do them together if you can. Move them around. It's kind of like the funky chicken. Move it around. There you go.
The bone cracking is me.
Notice if your neck has any tension
Oh, yeah.
in it. If it does, I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose, and as you let the air out, drop your head back, extending it backwards as far as it will go. Then take another breath in and drop it forward with your chin towards your chest, blowing out. Thank you, neck, for holding this big head of mine up throughout the day. I just appreciate you so much. Take a nice deep breath in. Come on down to your chest. If you're feeling any anxiety or tension in your chest, I want you to just take your hands, both your hands, bring them around and clasp them on your chest. Take a nice deep breath in and then release. I appreciate you, chest, heart, lungs. I appreciate how you keep going. All the things that you are doing for me in the background, I appreciate you. Another deep breath in and out. Come on down to your stomach. If there's any tension in your stomach, nerves, I appreciate you, stomach, for digesting my food, helping me to remain nourished. I appreciate and love you. Thank you. Come on down to your hips. Notice if you have any pain or tension in your hips. Take a deep breath in. And as you let it out, send a loving thought of appreciation to your hips, your legs. Coming on down to your knees. Notice if you have any tension in your knees, move your legs around. Take a deep breath. Relax and just let that go. Thanking your knees for all the hard work that they do, carrying you through life and all the things that you're doing. Appreciate you. Then coming on down to your ankles and your feet. Same concept. Take a deep breath in and release. I appreciate you, feet and ankles. You keep me standing up. You keep me moving through life. I don't always think about you and consider how hard you work for me. I love and appreciate you. And I'm going to be more thoughtful of my body as I go through my day. Thank you. And then come on back up into just a regular, comfortable position, whatever feels comfortable for you. And then I wanted to just invite you to whatever you identify as your higher power. Take a moment and just send gratitude and love and appreciation back that way. Today, I am so grateful. I'm so grateful for the air, the oxygen, food and nourishment. I'm so thankful for a roof over my head, transportation to get where I need to go. Most of all, I'm so grateful for the peace that passes all understanding that sometimes, most times, I'm able to tune into. I appreciate so much. Take a nice deep breath and release. I've spent through a lot more time than I anticipated.
Hey, you're just getting us ready for bed.
Yeah. Hopefully you don't have too far to go. All right. What is my time now?
10 after.
10 after.
Almost a quarter after.
I have a little something that I was going to do with you guys in a setting, but I think I'll just send it home with you. The instructions are pretty simple. In the book, I talk a lot about negative beliefs, negative self-belief, belief about myself in some way, whatever it is. Sometimes we don't even realize what it is until we start recognizing how it shows up, or like I like to say, when that inner child is acting up. When that inner child is acting up, as you're doing your mindfulness exercises, getting in touch with mind, body, and spirit, and recognizing, that's that little boy, that's that little girl, you know, that the one that says, this isn't fair. That's not fair. Somebody's got to pay. Right? Those are just some little cues. If you don't know, that's what she does. Stomping my feet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's a good time to ask yourself, what is it that I'm believing right now? What am I feeling? So take one and pass it around. There's enough for everybody. And inside your little booklet, you will have insight and belief shift wheel, otherwise known as a focus wheel. Okay? And so the directions are that, you put the old unwanted belief, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not ever going to get it, I'm always going to be an addict, I'm always going to be sick, I'm always going to be whatever. It doesn't even have to be always going to be. It could just be you're in a transition of life. A lot of fear. What's going, what are some of the things that comes up for you? So you write that in the middle. Let's say the belief is, I'm gonna age out and no one's gonna hire me. No one's gonna hire me. Or just, I don't know, whatever it is, whatever you identify that is for you. I'm just not gonna be able to do it. You put that in there, and then you come up to number 1, and you say, well, what happened the first time that I had that belief? What happened? Name the situation. Then, what did I tell myself? And write that down. So, somebody give me an example of an old, unwanted belief or feeling.
Looking at like what number 8 is, and then putting that together with number 2. I think about so I do have like anxiety and OCD and all that stuff. But one of the things is with the ADHD is I can't keep promises to myself. So that would be a belief. And that's something that you say to yourself. But then with number 8, it says, is it always true? Because just like your brain will remember the one negative comment over the 100 positive ones, if you tell yourself oh, I don't keep promises to myself, or I can't stick to things, you kind of have to go about it and actually challenge that and be well, is that always true? What are examples of times when I did stick with something? And then you have to build evidence for that case and use it. Otherwise, you will just be stuck in the lie. And then the other thing is with what you were talking about earlier when you were talking about your book, with the responses that your body has that are in you, sometimes those come from things that you were punished for as a child. So if you were punished for showing vulnerability, or even something like confidence, don't get cocky, that sort of thing, then you could be getting the fear signal whenever you're doing something that requires you to either be confident in yourself and your abilities or to show vulnerability. Yes. And so your body will have that fear response, and then you have to kind of change the fear into what's a different fear that will actually motivate you to get through this. Is that part of it?
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, so for one of the things, it could be oh, we'll take the book thing, for example. I'm never going to be able to write all the books that I want to write, or I'm never going to be able to finish the book with this timeline. Instead of fearing not being able to do it, or that being I'm sorry, I've messed it up, but if the fear is the vulnerability of getting it in, or it's it's going to be hard, you change the fear to what I'm more scared of is not getting it done, never doing it. Mm-hmm. And so you make that the scary thing to motivate you to actually get it done.
Yes. When you flip to the other wheel, it says my desired belief or feeling. Right. So sometimes continued fearing it causes people to shut down.
Yeah.
That might motivate you. So it is kind of just, I just realized that I don't have, that on this side, I don't have the written piece that's on this side. So use this side to answer these questions. But a focus wheel is, sometimes it's hard to be able to focus on something positive when you're in that loop of what's negative. And so this helps you break down that loop, kind of, you may have heard this before, put it on trial, break down the loop, see if you can't poke some holes in the loop with some truth, and then come over here and decide, well, here's what I'd rather believe. Here's my desired belief. Plug that in there, and then, based on the other side, see what the evidence for that is. And what would I feel if, I'm going to use my mantra, today is the day of my greatest joy. Think about that. What would I feel if today was the day of my greatest joy? I would feel good. Today's the day of my greatest joy. Joy is Crystal's middle name. Joy is exciting. Joy feels good. I think we're probably running out of time.
It's 20 after.
Yes.
What does the reader, what do you hope that the reader gets in 30 days? What is the goal that
Yes.
they're trying to get to? And is there a refund policy?
You brought the comedian.
Yes, there is a refund policy. There is a refund policy. The goal that I would hope that the reader would discover is, number one, their ability to love themselves in that parent way, being a parent to yourself, being able to self-soothe, being able to encourage. It's going to be okay. I love you. Everything's all right. You're going to be able to get through this. Being able to connect with your inner being, which is not hardwired to the universe, God. There's a signal, tuning in to the signal to hear. I just went real weirdo right there. I'm sorry, I got distracted.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've read the book, and so it's been out for a little bit, and I've read the book, and for me, I feel like it continually teaches me.
You want your money back? Is that
No.
what you're saying?
And so it continually teaches me how to form this new habit of inner security. The superpower to me is teaching myself and being there for myself rather than being codependent or looking for, what's her name at the bridge? Her favorite definition of codependency is an outer reach for inner security. I'm not always looking for food, sex, money, an Amazon package to make me feel happy. I can make myself feel content, and that's the superpower.
You hitting me
that
with
I
that
think
Amazon
for-
package.
Yeah.
And isn't that, you hit on something that's that thing that no one else can do for you.
Mm-hmm. Right.
My lover can't tell me they love me enough to fix a wound in my heart. And so a lot of those wounds, for me, this practice of building that relationship with myself and a loving God, power that's greater than myself, has been the key to doing that. So that I can give myself that regardless, like you said. Because that was one of the things for me too. I was always looking for the other person to validate me and care for me and tell me that I'm good and I'm safe and I'm okay. What happens when they leave? What happens when they cheat? What happens when we're both on drugs? What happens when they die?
It's like we keep looking for likes on Facebook. Like, why didn't they like on my
Yes.
Why didn't they like on the
Yes.
She talks about in the book how she's taken different pieces of things she's learned along the way from other inspirational people or whatever you call them, and Abraham Hicks, how if you live, if you take on, if you wake up in the day and live life like you've got everything you need and want, the things will come to you.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm always thinking, well, if I only had this, then life would be perfect, it's never going to get there. So if I wake up, just like Joel Osteen has a book out there called Every Day Can Feel Like a Friday. Fridays we're excited. Fridays I'm happy. I'm like, yeah, it's the weekend. Every day can feel that way if I start practicing what she's got in this book. And every day I can wake up and be like, man, I don't have to wait till Friday to feel happy. And So that's kind of what it did for me.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. There's someone that will remain nameless, but that I got the pleasure of encountering again this month, and they said constantly they were saying, "Today's my birthday," and it clicked for me.
Yeah, yeah.
It clicked for me. That's there. Every day's a Friday.
Friday, yeah.
Today's my birthday, and it clicked for me. They get it.
People have a birthday all month long.
Yeah.
Every month.
Yeah.
They enjoy it.
I just want to thank all of you guys for coming out here. I know some of you live close, some of you do not live close, but I cannot tell you how much it means to me that you came out and supported me. There is fruit over there. There is some, please eat some of this delicious sweet stuff over there. I do not want to take that home with me. And you sure can. I can do that right up
And where can they buy it online?
DianaHunt.com.
We did just see on Amazon recently that the shipping is more than the book.
Oh,
So I don't know what they've done. I'm hoping you can get that, but like shipping's $30. It's like 20.
Why?
So like, I don't know what's going on Amazon right now, but like, yeah.
Well,
so-
luckily it's just $20 today.
Yeah.
are you signing
And no
them?
shipping.
Are
And
you
I'm
signing them?
them and taking a picture in front of the flag. What can be better than that? Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Follow me and take care.